Hey guys, this is Arielle with Alma. Just two things you need to know about me. I went to Hebrew day school for 14 years of my life. The second thing is that I was not paying attention during rabbinics or Tanakh at all.
Bueller.
So, welcome to the very first installation of Arielle's Torah portion reading. We're going to start with the last chapter in Exodus, Parashat Vayakhel. Okay, this begins chapter 35, and God is like, all right, y'all, I want you to hustle 9 to 5.
Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5.
Except for Saturdays, and if you do, I'll kill you. I'm like, God, you don't have to tell me twice not to work, like, chill, I got you.
I don't want to work.
And you also can't use fire, which honestly for me is fine because I have a bunch of edibles, so like, we're good.
Are those 12 ounces?
Yeah, we measured it exactly.
Then Moses asks everyone / whoever is of a willing heart to bring God presents. Everybody gets it! And Moses basically has this like Pinterest board of everything God wants, which included gold, silver, brass, blue, purple, and scarlet, loving the color scheme.
You're hired.
Fine linen, goat's hairs, ram skins dyed red. Okay.
Perfect.
Sealskins and acacia wood. Where are they getting these sealskins from? I have no fucking idea. They're in a fucking desert. And also because God is a wellness influencer, he wanted oil, spices, and sweet incense and like a million other things.
I'm not ready to smell it.
So then the Israelites are tasked with building the tabernacle. So they pool everything together that God wanted. And the women, interestingly, brought nose rings, earrings, and like all their cool Judaica, and girdles. And I don't know if those were like sexy girdles or like Spanx, which can be sexy sometimes, but that between the nose rings sounds kind of hot.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot.
Anyway, so Moses is like, all right, y'all, we're going to build the tabernacle, which is what we know of today as a synagogue. And then Moses is like, actually, y'all aren't going to build the tabernacle. This 13-year-old boy, Bezalel, aka Miriam's grandson, is going to be the architect instead. So God gives Bezalel some Adderall, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And by Adderall, I mean God fills him with his spirit, so he has the wisdom and the creativity and craft and charisma to build this holy site. So then along with them, there were a bunch of other dudes who were like also popping God's pills. I don't know, I feel like it was kind of awkward that Moses wasn't the head architect because he's kind of like head bitch in charge. But the rabbis say that Moses tried making some of the stuff that God had asked and he just like wasn't doing it. Like what he came up with was not it. And God was like, I'm going to go in a different direction. But I don't know. It's like, poor kid. He obviously has like a learning disability. We know that he has a speech impediment. That's why his brother Aaron was speaking for him to God. So chapter 36, the Israelites bring all the gifts and God is like, okay, that's enough. Like, don't be a fucking kiss ass because they brought too many gifts, obviously because they were afraid that he would kill them. And then the rest of the chapter is just the blueprint for the tabernacle. And then we get to chapter 39. Gold, blue, and scarlet. These are the ingredients chosen to create the perfect breastplate for Aaron. There were these two weird stones called Urim and Thummim, which were installed in the plate over Aaron's heart, like over here, and he had to wear them every time he entered the tabernacle. And so it's kind of misunderstood what those were for, but the rabbis have come to understand them as sort of a Morse code / walkie-talkie device for God to talk to the children of Israel when they needed his guidance. So it would like bling, like a mood ring or something.
You can't have it, Beans. It's a big boy belt.
Except later on in the Torah, God gets pissed. Ugh, so classic. And he cuts off communication with his kids. Chapter 40. Let's get it. So God tells Moses that on New Year's Day,
Hey campers, rise and shine!
he has to set up the tabernacle and like put all the pieces together. So thus far, we've just seen all the instructions on how to make it, what's going to happen. And then once everything was built, now Moses has to like bring it all together, kind of like the managing architect.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
But not the architect, remember that. So again, a year passes, Moses sets all the shit up, he anoints everything with holy oil to sanctify it, which so relatable because I also saged my apartment when I moved in. And then he also sets up this cute little table with bread on it as like a little snacky snack for God. So Moses finishes all the work, and then as soon as he leaves the tabernacle, this cloud fills the tabernacle inside and out. And Moses isn't allowed inside.
Let me in. Let me in.
So this cloud was kind of like God's version of a traffic light. When it was above the tabernacle, that's when the Israelites could start wandering again in the desert. And when it was down, they were just chilling. So the way I see this is like Moses is like a classic intern in New York City who does all the bitch work and gets no praise for it.
Oh, where are you? Oh, I'm almost there.
Except for being written in the Torah. Because like, why can't he go into the holiest of places after he did all of this work?
That's messed up, baby. That's mad messed up.
In Jewish day school, I was taught that God is everywhere and in everyone. A tree, in me, in this necklace. Shout out to my great-grandmother. And so Sim Tsum teaches us that in order for God to create a world with independent people, he had to take a step back because he, as the infinite, couldn't have people who are independent, who are finite. So he takes a step back for us plebeians who are the finite. And basically the end of Exodus shows us that God is an inaccessible partner, which just totally explains the root of my daddy issues and why I only date men who are emotionally unavailable. And that's what I got out of this Torah portion. Next week, Leviticus chapter 1, guilt, sacrificial offerings, and forgiveness. Tune in next week.
Love you, bitch.